Hello students, welcome to Good Learners. This is Safia Siddiqui, your mentor for history. The chapter that we're going to be talking about today is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Now I know that this chapter is a little too long, so I have divided it into 3 small videos to make it easier for you. Let's begin. Now before we move forward into the idea of socialism in detail, let's have a look at the impact of French Revolution. Now we all know that the French Revolution had a massive impact on this world. Before the French Revolution, France was ruled by estates, aristocrats and church. The third estate revolted and the monarchy was overthrown. The people were in power now. Artists, thinkers came together to discuss new ideas. Even in some parts of Asia, new ideas were being discussed. Rajaram Mohan Roy and Derozio spoke of the post-revolutionary ideas in India. Now, when new ideas started being discussed, people started getting divided on the basis of their ideologies. As you can see here, there were 3 divisions: the liberals, the radicals, and the conservatives. Now let's talk about them individually. Liberals, as the name suggests, gives us the idea that they were people who valued freedom. Now let's see if the liberals of the 1900s were as free as we suppose them to be. The first point says tolerance of all religion. Well, way to go. Second says, oppose the uncontrolled power of the dynastic rulers. So they were against the privilege and the power that the monarchs shared. Elected parliamentary system. Now our liberals were of the belief that there should be elections and the people should select their representative. But there's a catch. They were non-democrats. You all must have heard of the universal adult franchise, right? उसका मतलब है हर एक इंसान को वोट करने का हक है. They believe that only the people with property should be allowed to vote and no vote for women. Well, that's quite worrying. Now the ideology of the radicals was almost on the same line as the liberals, but there were differences. They believed that the elected government should be based on the majority of the country's population. They also supported the women's suffragette movement. Now to elaborate the suffragette movement, it is the movement initiated by women for their right to vote. Okay, so now we know that our radicals were Democrats. The third point says that they opposed the privileges of the landowners and the wealthy factory owners. And they were also against the concentration of property in the hands of few. Now it's quite evident that the radicals believed in the welfare of the society as a whole, the society flourishing together and not just the betterment of a handful of the privileged people. Conservatives. Now from the name itself, we get the idea that the conservatives were the people who were a little laid back in their thought process. They valued the past and feared change. So what did they do? They valued the past and feared change. Their ideologies were very different from radicals and liberals. But after the French Revolution, looking at the changing society, even they opened their minds to change. But they always said the change should be slow and gradual. Students, now that we're talking about change so much and we've just seen how the society was changing ideologically, let's talk about the industrial society and the social changes brought about it too. Now there are positive and negative changes. Let's talk about the positive changes first. New age, new political trends. Now it was a time for new political ideas. Socialism, capitalism, democracy, various ideas were being discussed. Profound social and economic changes. Now we're talking about the time where new industries were being set up. Naturally, people had higher paying jobs and so the capital power was more in the hands of the people. Also, imports and exports increased, due to which country's economy changed dramatically. Now expansion of railways happened. New railway lines were being set up which enabled better transportation and better supply of goods. And we all know that cities formed near railways because of the accessibility that the people had. Now let's cover the negative changes. Now there was another side to this too, right? So these drastic changes brought men, women and children to factory. Naturally, the idea of child labor was introduced, which we all know is not right. Long work hours and less wages. The factory owners made the workers work tirelessly for long hours and did not even provide the efficient wages. Now cities were building up and population was increasing. Machines had taken up the jobs of the workers and unemployment was very common. This has also led to housing and sanitization problem. Because new cities were being set up but they weren't being set up in an organized manner. So that's why we had housing and sanitization problem. Now, all these negative changes that industrialization brought worried the radicals, liberals, and the nationalists. Now, let's take a quick break to talk about the nationalists first. So, the nationalists were the people who were of the idea that nation states should exist and where all the citizens would have equal rights. और सही बात है, ऐसा होना भी चाहिए. Now, these radicals, liberals, and nationalists promoted the idea that workforce should be healthy and the citizens should be educated, and they started working towards it throughout Europe. Similarly, in Italy, we had Giuseppe Mazzini, who was the main revolutionary figure. Now, let's move on to socialism. The work of radicals, liberals, and nationalists led to the initiation of socialism. Yes, finally. So, socialism came into Europe as an idea in the 19th century, and the main idea behind it is that the socialists were against private property. So, we know that the main point is that they are against private property. They believe that society as a whole should control property and it should function for the collective interest of the society as a whole and not just a privileged few. Also, socialism spread in USA too, where Robert Owen started a new organization called New Harmony in Indiana. In France too, Louis Blanc asked the government to replace capitalist enterprises with cooperatives. Now, cooperatives are these small organizations which are run by common men. Now, let's move on to our last slide. Now, students, we come to capitalism. I'm sure you might have heard of capitalism, but even if you haven't, don't worry, we'll discuss it here. Now, if we break the word capitalism, we get the word capital, which means money. So now we know that this theory has got something to do with money. Now, it was founded by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. They were of the view that industrial society was a capitalist society, which means that the main idea of their functioning was money. And so the industries did not think about the workers or their conditions, which is quite natural. The solution that Karl Marx gave was to construct a radically socialist society, where wealth would not be accumulated in the hands of few. तो अगर हम पीछे चले जाते हैं एक स्लाइड पे और हम वापस फोकस करते हैं सोशलिज्म पे, so the main point that we studied over there was that they were against private property. तो अगर एक सोशलिस्ट सोसाइटी बनेगी तो नेचुरली प्राइवेट ओनर्स नहीं होंगे जो प्रॉपर्टी ओनर्स होंगे, और सारे पैसे सिर्फ रिच के पास नहीं होंगे बट डिवाइडेड होंगे इक्वली अमंग्स द मासेस. He also said that a communist society was the national society of the future. So now with this, we come to the end of the first video. Second video starts with the Russian Revolution. If you think that this video was helpful, please like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment box. Thank you.